Hello guys, Absolute Duelist here, coming at you with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel. I know it's been a long time guys since we had an actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Match on the channel, but we are going to head and pretty much just giving you guys a match. It's been a while, and we are currently doing a Dice Wars on the screen. It looks like I won the dice roll. This is going to be my Super Heavyweight Samurai Kashtira versus pure Super Heavyweight Samurai. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do, especially seeing as that's new on the channel, and we're going to see how this pretty much performs. So it looks like right now I'm just debating what I want to do with my hand, and it looks like we're starting off with Prosperity, so we're not going to get to use the Super Heavyweight Samurai cards in our deck, but we are going to go ahead and get to utilize all of our Kashtira cards, basically doing Kashtira combo as long as we can get it. And it looks like we have pretty much revealed Rise Heart with the... what is that? Scareclaw, Kashtira, 2-Bike, and a Big Bang. Not the greatest banishes, but it can work. So we choose to take the Rise Heart, and let's see what we do with that. So, oh, we get drolled. Okay, so that pretty much just ends our turn right there, right? Because we can't play under droll. It stops the whole Kashtira package. So we just pass turn to the Super Heavyweight Samurai player, who also just sets one and passes. And we choose to Pot of Prosperity again for free. Okay, so we reveal top 3 and we see Lava Golem, Ash Blossom, and Droll. Okay, one of each interruption that I play in the main deck. And we choose to take the Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. I think it's because we've already got a Droll in hand, if I'm not mistaken. But we go ahead and normal summon the Arise Heart and use Theosis to attempt to summon one from the deck. So we're going to go ahead and summon our Unicorn from the deck, and we're going to attempt to use Unicorn's effect to search a spell card. Okay, he goes ahead and effect veilers that. That's pretty good. And then we go ahead and use Rise Heart's effect, and it gets Ghost Ogred. Oh god, this is just like, he has all the hand traps. I have some plays, but they keep getting stopped because of his hand traps. This game is interesting. So he passed turn there, he draws, he plays his Prodigy, allowing him to go ahead and summon the Prodigy and get a Benkei from his deck most likely. Yeah, it is the Benkei. Then he's probably going to use Benkei's effect to go ahead and search his deck, and he gets the Soul Piercer. We go ahead and droll that because we don't want to allow him to, play through with that. Don't want to allow him to just get free advantage. He flips a Gearbox. Okay, so he drew that, one of the Garnets in the deck, and he makes Babushka and passes. That is very strong against Kashtira because the only way to actually out Babushka is to get the Scareclaw Kashtira. And currently we know it is very close to the bottom of the deck because we saw it in the first 6 of Pot of Prosperity. So it's at least at the bottom 9 cards of the deck right now. So it's going to be interesting to see. We just pass turn again. Wow, this is really just pass turn back and forth until someone can eventually play the game and win. So he normal summons Babushka. Babushka instantly turns his Super Heavyweight Samurai to defense. He goes ahead and equips a Soul Piercer onto that. And we use Unicorn's effect because it is an effect to equip from hand. And we're going to go ahead and take something out of his extra deck. Now, what are we going to go ahead and take? It's going to be interesting to see because there are a lot of different cards we could potentially take. You could take the Cleaford Genius, you could take an Access Code Talker, you could take a Zeus. Like, there are a lot of good cards in the Super Heavyweight Samurai extra deck that you can just take to stop them from playing the game. And it looks like we don't get to see what that is because I didn't show it. So we're going to continue playing there. So he's going to go ahead and use his Super Heavyweight Samurai, I think it's Carriage or Cart, something like that, to go ahead and add a Super Heavyweight Samurai card to his hand. He has Bike, but that's illegal because he's only allowed to add Soul cards. Super Heavyweight Samurai Soul cards with that card, but then it looks like we realized that and we put that back in the deck and he searches out his Soul Peacemaker. Good card there, good card there. We'll allow him to equip it onto any Super Heavyweight Samurai card to tribute that card and then special summon a Super Heavyweight Samurai monster from the deck. And he's going to go ahead and grab, with the Big Benkei, I'm assuming, the Booster. Okay. And he goes ahead and equips Booster and then uses Booster's effect to special summon itself. Yep. Going ahead and getting that onto the field now. Makes a Scarecrow. And then triggering Soul Peacemaker in the graveyard to go ahead and get a free search. Pretty strong there, pretty strong there. Looks like he's going to go ahead and grab the Bike, so he can then go ahead and discard it to get another search from the deck, because you want Bike in the graveyard when it comes to the Super Heavyweight Samurai stuff, because it's the thing that's going to allow you to make Barum very easily. So we're going to see what he goes ahead and does with that. So, no, he grabs the Ninja. Okay, interesting choice to grab Ninja. It's a free special summon that allows him to take a spell from the graveyard, which is pretty strong. He's going to go ahead and tribute it and take the Prosperity, and then use the Prosperity. Okay, interesting choice. Like, it's going to allow him to just go ahead and get the top 3 cards of his deck, but it means they can only do half damage this turn, giving us a chance at an extra turn. But seeing as we are at this point where it's like we need to top deck something to actually play the game, it's going to be interesting to see where we can go from this if we actually do survive him not being able to deal 16,000 damage, right? So he goes ahead and discards Bike now. Bike's going to go ahead and grab him a Pendulum Scale 8. And sorry for the glare, guys. There's not really a lot I can do about it. It is just the lights from the store. We're lucky it's only on like a small fraction of the map, right? Really. So he goes ahead and is going to use Bike. And no, he's going to use his Scarecrow to revive the Pendulum Scale. Then he's going to Synchro Summon. He makes Axel Stardust Dragon, which will allow him to summon Bike, and he uses the Prodigy to place itself back into the Pendulum Zone. He summons Bike from the graveyard, synchros those two into Baron, really good there. Most likely going to use the Baron to pop the Unicorn. He's going to use Peacemaker. We're going to attempt to Ash Blossom that. Will he negate with Baron? He does choose to negate with Baron. Okay, so that way he gets his free special summon still, and his negate is burnt, which is good. And he summons a Super Heavyweight Samurai Scale, which will allow him to summon his Piercer from the graveyard, which will then go into rank 4 play, which I think that was Merrymaker into Sargus. So that will allow him to search his Furion King. So he adds King to hand, uses King effect to special summon itself. Okay, equipping the Stealth. I would have probably equipped the Piercer just because it guarantees more, you know, the effect to go ahead and search if it does send to graveyard. And then we get Neuron up, and we're going to be taking some damage. So we take 28 from those two, 15 from that, and then I think it's a 1050 from a Bushka. So we go ahead and put the life points over there. I'm on 2550. That's still a decent chunk of life points left, so we're not dead yet. And I believe he's made a Zeus on top of that. I can just barely make it out. But we go ahead and tribute it with the Lava Golem that we had in hand. So the Stealth goes to graveyard. We drew a Unicorn, luckily. So we special summon the Unicorn. Unicorn grabs Theosis. That's really good. That is very, very strong right there. We go ahead and then activate Theosis. Theosis is going to target Unicorn. That's going to allow us to special summon Fenrir from the deck. Fenrir's effect will allow us to search a Scareclaw Kashtira. That's really good. But the question is, where are we going to go from here? Like, what's the play? So we go ahead and overlay these two now. We make Mind Hacker. Okay, so we're going to take something else out of the extra deck. 4 cards left, I believe, in that extra deck right now. So what would be the good thing to take out? Like, he's used almost every good card, right? So it looks like we're thinking about taking that Scarecrow out of there, you know, to stop him from getting that injury, getting free revives back. I didn't see what we actually took out there, so that's not good. But then we're going to banish a certain amount of cards from the top of his deck, which is very strong. We attack with a Babushka. We deal a certain amount of damage, and then we go ahead and make Zeus, and then just clear the entire board. So essentially, we've wiped his board, which is good. We've got the Zeus, and we're going to go even further beyond from the looks of it. We're going to special summon our Scareclaw Kashtira. We're going to add back Birth from the banished zone, because we banished Theosis. And then we're going to use Birth to revive. Okay. Birth's going to revive probably a Fenrir, right? Like, Fenrir just seems like the good card to revive here. Yeah, we revive Fenrir, and then we go ahead and overlay those two, making a Shangri-La. Okay, we set one, and we pass. Alright, so Shangri-La's attempted to activate. He goes ahead and Ash Blossoms that, and it looks like he just scooped. So, pretty much, we just wiped his board. That game was pretty interesting. It was back and forth. We both bricked game 1, so it's kind of interesting. But let's go on to game 2 now and see how this game is going to turn out. So, the Super Heavyweight Samurai player is going first. He's going to normal summon his card, turn it to defense mode, and then use his effect to turn it to attack position to add Piercer to the hand. And then he's going to link those two. Well, he's going to attach the Piercer, then link the card off to go ahead and make Scarecrow. Add the Prodigy. Prodigy's going to go ahead and go into the scale, put Benkei into the other scale, and then he's just going to go ahead and proceed to do Super Heavyweight Samurai combos. He goes ahead and adds the Peacemaker. Okay. What's he going to do from here? So it looks like he's currently thinking. So he's going to use the Scarecrow, discarding Tunneler, going ahead and special summoning the Piercer. Alright, alright. Interesting choice. So he does have a Pot of Avarice that will draw him 2 cards. Let's see what he does. It looks like he's just looking at his extra deck, thinking what the best play is. Like, where does he go? So, He makes Axel Stardust Dragon. Okay. Uses Prodigy to put itself in the scale. Adds Bike. Is then going to discard the Bike. Yep. Go ahead and add from his deck to the hand a Ninja. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Goes ahead and equips the Peacemaker to special summon a Scales from the deck. Scales is going to trigger, reviving the Bike. Okay. Goes ahead and synchros those two. Makes Baron A. Alright, alright. So he's got Scales and Baron. He hasn't Pendulum summoned, so he chooses to special summon the Stealth. And what, is he just going to pass there? He's looking at his extra deck. Like, he has to have more plays, right? Okay, so he just passed from the looks of it. So let's see what we do to combat this. So we're going to start off with Pot of Prosperity, banishing 6. Alright, this makes sense because we're definitely not going to have super heavy samurai cards in our deck going second. Like, they normally always get sided out. So we got the Unicorn there, we've got 2 Droll and Lockbird, we've got a Lava Golem to clear the Baron, which is strong. But what do we want to take? So we take the Lava Golem. That'll allow us to out some of his cards, which is good. Alright, so we Lava Golem the Scales and the Baron. We activate Field Spell. Field Spell is going to add the Unicorn from deck to hand. We're going to special summon the Unicorn. Unicorn's going to trigger, which is good. Adds the Theosis. Theosis targets the Unicorn. Standard place, but it's going to get Ash Blossomed. Unicorn's going to trigger, and then we're going to take something out of his extra deck, though. Okay. What are we going to take? We take some mystery card. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, guys. We activate Frost, though, now. Going for our deck, getting a card, like, but what do we get? Like, we can't use Evenly Matched. We can't use, like, anything strong, really. We could get Dark Ruler, I guess, because I did just see that I put it in. It's an interesting thing that we could potentially take here. So what do we want to take? Like, what's the best card to take here out of all of these? We take the Dark Ruler, okay. That's a good choice, because it means that we have follow-up for later turns. So we add the Dark Ruler. We go Battle Phase from the look of it. Battle Phase probably attack the... Oh, we attack the Stealth Ninja, okay. That goes ahead and tributes itself for effect, getting the Pot of Prosperity. Strong card, strong card. Attacks the Lava Golem instead. It dies because the field spell boosts our monster by 200 at that time. And we pass there. So we've ended on a Unicorn, and we've ended on pretty much just 4 cards in hand. We must have really needed that Theosis to go off. So he's going to go ahead and use my Pot of Prosperity. Banish 3 from the deck. Okay. Extra deck. And looks at the top 3. So he sees a Piercer, Benkei, Ash Blossom. He chooses to take the Piercer. And then my Pot of Prosperity gets banished. Okay. Interesting choices, interesting choices. So, I'm curious to see where this goes. Like, what's the play here? He Pendulum summons 2. He drew the box again. That's very unfortunate. Like, he drew it game 1 and he drew it game 2. He's going to go ahead and make Merrymaker, go into Sargus. Sargus is going to use its effect. That's really good. He goes ahead and adds Furial King. We're going to go ahead and look at his extra deck now. Take his Zeus out of there, just to stop him from, you know, having that double board clear. But he still has the negate, which is good. So he's going to go ahead and attack, deal some damage, special summon the King Regulus, and probably equipping the Piercer to hit again, yeah. So he gets the Piercer on it. We draw for turn, but we have the Dark Ruler no more, so we can't deal damage, but we do have the ability to out his board. And also, because we Dark Ruler, the Furion King loses the equip. Because equip cards can't be on things that they can't be on it by effect. Like, it's if you negate Relinquish, it loses the material, right? So we go ahead and activate another field spell. That's going to allow me to add probably a Unicorn again, right? So we can go ahead and get anything. No, we get the Scareclaw Kashtira. Oh, no. Okay, so that was a mistake, clearly. Put it back, get the Unicorn. Get the good card, right? Get the good card that will allow us to full combo with 1 card. Or do it. I'm going back and forward now. Is that even the right choice? No, we do get the Scareclaw. Okay, we do get the Scareclaw Kashtira. I mean, it's a strong card. So we go ahead and special summon Fenrir. Fenrir will get us Rise Heart. Okay, that's a good card as well. We'll then, what, special Rise Heart? Yep, Rise Heart's effect. We'll go ahead and banish 1 from the deck. Probably the Birth, yeah. So we banish the Birth, so that way when we go ahead and summon the Scareclaw Kashtira by banishing a Theosis, we get to go ahead and then add the Birth back to hand. So that's just good plays all around, very strong cards. So we go ahead and make our Diabolus, looking at the opponent's extra deck, stealing another card from it. What are we going to take this time? What are we on there? I think that was a Scarecrow. And then he's going to lose a ton of cards from his main deck. Just get rid of some of those cards, make his life a little harder. Okay. And then we attack the Sargus, so we can go ahead and then go ahead and make Zeus after that, probably. And at the end of the battle phase, not damage step, we get to go ahead and banish one card from his graveyard, because that's what Mind Hacker does. I actually didn't know that before, so I had to read the card, because I knew it had a battle phase effect, but I didn't know when it triggered. So we go ahead and banish the Infinitrack card that goes ahead in Pot of Avarists. I forgot the name of it. And then we make Zeus, and then Zeus is going to clear the board, because we have to clear it there. Otherwise, the Furion King Regulus is just going to give him free advantage. So we go ahead and special summon the Kashtira. We go ahead and add back Birth. We use Birth's effect, special summon back Fenrir. And then we're going to go ahead and turn those into a Shangri-La. And we pass turn with Shangri-La. Shangri-La in the standby phase. Special summons Fenrir. Okay. And let's see where this is gonna go. So we're up against the Super Heavyweight Samurais. If he activates one monster effect, he does lose one face-up card. But if he can play around this to the point where it doesn't happen, like if he can theoretically make a a Babushka, but actually no, I think we took out the Babushka from his extra deck now that I think about it. But if he could make something to like deal with the board in any way, I think he can win. So he goes ahead and activates normal summons card, uses card effect. Fenrir goes ahead and banishes the card face down. Not the best choice. Kurikaras though, going ahead and tributing two of my monsters because I activated the Shangri-La and the Fenrir this turn, and it's gonna gain 3k because it's got 15 attack base already. That is very strong. So he's got a very big monster there. He goes ahead and attacks, and in the end phase revives my Fenrir. Very scary board there right now. And let's see how we're going to kind of out this. So we're looking at a Kurikara with 4,500 and a Fenrir. We've got the Birth, which can special summon one from the graveyard, which is good, but it doesn't guarantee that we beat him. So we special summon Unicorn. We trigger Unicorn's effect. That's going to go ahead and add from deck to hand Theosis. I feel like that was the incorrect play here, because if he uses Fenrir and banishes the Birth, that's really strong. But we go ahead and get the Birth's effect still, because he didn't banish the Birth. We special summon Fenrir. We go ahead and tribute my Fenrir that he stole with my Kurikara. And now we've got to figure out essentially how we deal with this. Well, actually, no, we don't really have to, because we've got the Fenrir. So we can go ahead and attack with the Fenrir, banish the Kurikara face down, and that should put us in a very good position. So let's go ahead and see where this goes. So we go ahead and Theosis here, special summon one from the deck, special summon Unicorn. Okay. Overlay those two, make bigger, and we're just going to steal his Kurikara, attack for game, and yeah, that's GG. But guys, that was a pretty interesting game. Game 1 was very back and forth. We both bricked, sadly, so it wasn't quite a slow start, but once the game started going, you started seeing what the decks were capable of, what they could do, where they could go, and then Game 2 was pretty much, I think he made one misplay if I remember correctly. It was like before he Pendulum summoned or he special summoned something, he was supposed to add the bike so he could go ahead and discard the bike, but it was just a small misplay that he made that did mean a big difference depending on his end board. But at the end of the day, he still had the cards, and we had the Lava Golem anyway, so he wasn't in the best position regardless, but it could have made a big difference in the long run. But guys, that was a really good match to watch. That was something really fun to play, and yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Matches are back, guys. Be happy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Absolute Duelist signing out. Later all.